In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a realistic shadow in Photoshop, step by step, so it looks natural and believable on the floor beneath an object or person. This is a super useful technique if you want your edits to look more professional, whether you're creating product mock-ups, photo composites, or just adding depth to an image. And before we jump in, if this tutorial helps you out, make sure to hit like and subscribe for more Photoshop tips and editing tutorials. Now, let's get started. The first thing you want to do is open your Photoshop project and make sure your subject is isolated on its own layer. This works best when you already have a clean cutout, because the shadow will be built from that subject layer. Once you have that, select the subject layer and press Ctrl+J to duplicate it. This creates a copy that we can turn into the shadow without damaging the original image. Next, go to the duplicated layer and make sure it is the bottom version in your layer stack, because this copy is going to become the shadow underneath the main object. Now, press Ctrl+ to activate Free Transform. Once the transform box appears, right-click inside the box and choose Flip Vertical. This will turn the duplicate upside down, which is the first step in making it look like a car shadow on the ground. After that, drag the flipped layer downward until the base of the shadow lines up with the feet, bottom edge, or contact point of your original object. The idea here is to keep the shadow anchored where the subject touches the floor, so it feels realistic. Once the placement looks right, press Enter to confirm the transform. Now we need to make this duplicated layer fully black. Go to the top menu and click Image, then Adjustments, then Hue Saturation. You can also use the shortcut Ctrl+U. In the Hue Saturation window, drag the lightness slider all the way to the left until it reaches -100. This removes all color and turns the layer into a solid black silhouette, which is exactly what we want for a shadow. If the shadow looks too harsh at this stage, don't worry, because we're going to soften and shape it in the next steps. Now that the shadow is black, press Ctrl+T again to bring up Free Transform one more time. This is where we make the shadow match the direction of the light source. Hold down the Ctrl key, click the top middle handle of the transform box, and drag it diagonally toward the ground. This allows you to distort and slant the shadow so it stretches away from the object naturally. Try to imagine where the light is coming from, because the shadow should always fall in the opposite direction. If the light is coming from the upper left, for example, the shadow should extend toward the lower right. Adjust it until the angle looks believable, then press Enter to apply it. Now we're at the realism stage, and this part makes a big difference. In the Layers panel, lower the opacity of the shadow layer to somewhere around 40 to 60%. That helps the shadow blend into the scene instead of looking like a flat black cutout. After that, go to Filter, then Blur Gallery, and choose Field Blur. This lets you add different levels of blur to different parts of the shadow, which is perfect for creating depth. Place one blur pin near the base of the object, right where the shadow touches the floor. That part should stay the sharpest, so set the blur to a low value like 2 pixels, then place a second pin farther down at the tip of the shadow where it fades out into the distance. Increase the blur there to something like 25 pixels so the shadow becomes softer the farther it gets from the subject. This creates that natural look that real shadows have in the real world. Once everything looks right, click OK to apply the blur. And just like that, you've created a realistic cast shadow in Photoshop. This method is one of the best ways to make people, objects, and products feel grounded in a scene, and once you practice it a few times, it becomes very fast to do. If you want more Photoshop tutorials like this, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next edit. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.